Hello again, picking up where I left off. So yes, our nameless protagonist just found a robot or android in a junkyard and decided to bring her home. Doesn't like technology much. Um, don't think we ever actually confirmed the protagonist's gender. Probably male. That's how these things go, but I don't think there's anything that actually specifically said what gender he is. Dr. Gears referred to him as a lucky bastard, so that's the kind of phrase he used referring to a guy. I think the only other gendered comment was about that weird seemingly transphobic stuff in the middle, which kind of makes me wonder: is that is that developer commentary about trans people, or is that or like how self aware are the authors of this thing? Like, I mean, it kind of makes me wonder if that's just just to show how that the protagonist is kind of a dick in other ways. Like he's bigoted against like trans people as well as against androids. I don't know. We'll see. I'll this yes. On the way, I suddenly realized something. I nearly forgot about the android. After all that talking about her, anyway, and I almost ended up heading straight home. I doubled back towards the repair shop. How could you forget about it after all that? Arriving, I peeked through the windows. Place is not too busy, but no sign of the repairman. Wasting no more time, I head in. Welcome to the antique shop. As soon as I set my foot inside, I was immediately greeted by a female staff. The voice had a sweet, vibrant texture. Really caught me off guard. Never expected a girl to be manning the store. I guess she was a part-timer. Turned around to face the person calling out to me, and my jaw drops to the floor. You! Her face lights up when she finally recognizes me. Is it Lucy? Yeah. Master is finally here. Lucy has been waiting all day long. There's the android named Lucy Valentine who would greet me at the door. Are my eyes playing tricks on me? There's no way that useless thing could be standing there talking to me. What's with that smile? I double check. You're Lucy, right? Yes. None other than Lucy Valentine. Well, I guess that settles it. How did you end up like this? What about Lucy, Master? That voice and your face, and you're standing on your own, right? Yes, of course, Master. Lucy is standing on her own 2 feet. Ahem. Lucy puffs up her chest, looking proud. I mean, that's not really something to be proud of, but thinking back to how she was before, it was damn well impressive. You do look better now, so there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you anymore? Yes, Master. Lucy feels like she could soar through the skies. Perhaps as she spins in place like an excited ballerina. She had the experience of a mature, well-pampered maiden, yet at the same time looked silly like a child. Let her spin abruptly ends as she crashes onto the floor. Switches between past tense and present tense and narration. Oh well. And there goes my peace of mind. Still not back to normal, it seems. Lucy smiles sheepishly. Well, I'm at a loss for words. That deceptively human voice, her vibrant personality full of such emotion, her face displaying all manner of expressions. Each movement bursts with spirited passion. To say that I'm amazed would be a gross understatement. My brain's turned to mush. Can't utter a single word. I won't show it on the outside. It's weakness to lose control of your emotions. Yeah, I'm thinking the protagonist is male. the bit of toxic masculinity in there, like, oh, I can't show emotions, that's not manly, blah, blah, blah. Anyway. Well, that, plus I don't want to admit to her that I'm surprised. That's one heck of a change in just a few hours. Lucy's first compliment from Master. That makes Lucy very happy. I'm complimenting the guy who fixed you up, of course. No, impossible. The look of disappointment on her face was quite surreal. How could I possibly explain this? Magic? Had she been enchanted by a witch? Little childhood stories spring to mind. The nine-tailed fox who decided to become human. The little mermaid who wished to become human. What happened to them? Let's just say they didn't get a happy ending. Well, this did in the Disney version, anyway. But this robot makes me think, if that little mermaid's wish ever came true, wouldn't she be celebrating just like this? Enough of this claptrap. Back to the matter at hand, which is, where's the repairman? Say, what happened to that guy who put you in charge? Ah, the owner left a while ago to go shop for parts. He's not here? What about the store? Ahem, an excellent assistant is currently on duty. An assistant? Where? Ahem, ahem. So, where's this assistant? Oh my gosh, he's so dense. Ahem, ahem. I don't see anyone. Aww. Ahem. Well, that sure took the wind out of her sails. She's having more highs and lows than a bipolar patient. Feeling bad for her, I decided to drop the act. Okay, I get it. You're the one in charge for the time being. Yes, that is correct, Master. Lucy is the one in charge. She sure bounced back fast. Moreover, what's the deal with the repairman? Leaving Lucy to take care of the store on the first day he's met her? Is such a ditzy robot? You have to be a few cards short of a full deck to think this is a smart idea. Hello? What could Master be thinking about? I'm not thinking about anything. And can you stop calling me Master all the time? But Master is Lucy's master. Use my name instead. You never gave a name. Lucy doesn't know what Master's name is. Please take this opportunity to teach her now. Sure, I botched it up last time. Well, let's run through the choices. It's the choice. Oh, hey! I finally get a choice. Just go with my old reliable standard Tormuse. Hope I don't regret that later. Tormuse? I have an even better name. The name's Mr. Handsome. Why did you give me the choice? Whatever. Mr. Handsome. Master mustn't lie like that. It's bad to trick other people. Lying is evil. Oh. Moral judgment from Lucy. So you're telling me I'm ugly? No, she said evil, not ugly. What? No. Lucy never meant it that way. It's a mistake. She curls up instinctively, thinking she might be scolded for messing up. Master shouldn't lie about his name. Please tell Lucy Master's real name. Really? Why do you think I'm pulling your leg? Lucy saw Master put his name in a while ago. It's interesting. She understood figures. Earlier she needed to explicit instructions, but now she understood figure of speech, pulling your leg. And also she saw his name being put in. Oh yeah, speaking of which, his name. So that confirms that he's male. Anyway, put his name in a while ago. Oh come on! Even the game is working against me. Is that fourth wall breaking there? Hey, that is fourth wall breaking there. Is this gonna go all meta on me? Forget it. Just call me Master. Understood, Master. Master? What? Master. What do you want? Lucy just wanted to say it. Are you messing with me? No, of course not. Lucy is just very happy to have someone to call Master. That's why she wanted to say it. She cracks a wide smile. If she were human, I think she was on drugs. But for a robot? Maybe she's still got a screw loose. Were programming still corrupted? Whatever the case, I just can't get a beat on her. Where's that stupid repairman? "10 minutes later. The man in question finally shows up. As soon as we lock eyes, the guy makes a beeline towards me. He nearly bowls me over as he pleads. Please let me have Lucy. What kind of screwed up situation is this? It's like he's asking for my daughter's hand in marriage. I shoot back. No, I will not let you marry her. Eh? What are you on about? You high or something? That's my line. What do you think you're doing? Miller takes some time to collect himself. Maybe I got a bit carried away. Kid, how about I pawn that android off you? Now, why am I not surprised? You want me to sell her? Yeah, I can give you this much. Takes out his calculator and shows me the figures. My mind goes numb for 5 seconds. Are you serious? Of course. What do you think? Not a bad deal for a student, right? This is a ton of dough, even for an adult. The state this place is in, I don't think he has that kind of capital. He's obviously desperate. I stare at Lucy in silence. Oh, she's not going to be happy about that. The android's frozen like a statue. That face of hers almost looks sad. Like a slave about to be sold off at auction. Well, maybe that's a bit extreme. Well, it's that's a thought that crossed my mind when the repairman offered to buy her. It's not about to eat you alive or anything. Turn back to face the repairman. You'd pay this much. Do you really think Lucy is worth that kind of money? Of course! He yells in excitement. Jeez. Deafened much? Listen carefully. Any decently priced robot model comes with an AI or a module that allows them to mimic human emotions. You know this much, right? Sure. Well, creating such a module is an incredibly complex process. Even then, do you know how well they perform? Compared to a real person, they're still a long ways off. Right. Even cutting edge, mimicking emotion is rudimentary at best. We're still not at that stage where it's considered genuine. I think I'm beginning to see the picture here. Looking back at Lucy, I stood to put together what he's trying to tell me. You're a sharp one. Teaching kids pretty well these days. So, you savvy what I'm saying? What? I guess I'll save it. Yeah, I might as well save over. Yeah, I'll save a new slot. This is actually the first disguise of a robot. Lucy is actually a princess under a spell. This is an exceptionally well-made robot. That one's silly. That one's obviously not true. I'm guessing that's intended as a joke. But I mean, this is what he's getting at here. I'm gonna go with that one. So you're telling me that Lucy is an exceptionally intelligent robot capable of processing natural human emotions. Honestly, I was quite surprised about that as well. I've never seen such a robot that could emulate a real person so well. Even the new models nowadays reveal their flaws after a minute-long conversation. I couldn't sense anything particularly out of place while chatting with Lucy. Felt like talking to a real person. Yep. Put simply, this is a person made out of metal. A human robot. Okay. An Iron Maiden? A revolution in the robotics industry. The guy who created Lucy must be a true genius. That aside, good thing he caught himself before calling Lucy a certain power armor-wearing superhero. Nobody likes patent infringement lawsuits. Yeah, his name a Marvel character. Anyway, if she was such a spectacular robot, would she really be thrown away like that? I did run into something weird. Some sort of built-in protection feature that was stopping the robot from working properly. Protection feature? Rings a bell, something the junk version Lucy might have mentioned yesterday. Whatever it was, you seem to be doing fine now. And you removed it? Yeah, it wasn't too difficult, since it was just one of those you put on display models. Just curious as to why they would bother doing such a thing before throwing it away. He appears to be lost in thought. It might mean that the inventor wanted to keep this new technology sealed away from humanity. If not, then maybe... What if there's a serious bug? That's what I thought too, so I ran some tests, but I found nothing. It's safe to say that she won't be harming anyone. Why would she ever want to harm people? I'm just saying that she properly obeys the 3 laws of robotics. At least she won't be a threat. 3 laws of robotics. What? Were you recapping these again? 1. A robot may not injure a human being or through an action allow a human being to come to harm. 2. A robot must obey the orders given to it by human beings except where such orders would conflict with the first law. It doesn't have that little addendum about authority, people in authority. 3. A robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second law. These laws enable humans to keep control of robots, to make sure that humans will always have authority over robots. That's how we can avert any catastrophe. I've heard that if a robot ever disobeys one of the laws, it would immediately shut itself down under any circumstances. That's why there aren't any glaring flaws to the system. Let's see if I focus back to the numbers displayed on the calculator. Glancing at Lucy. No. Reminded of a forlorn puppy, and it's really bothering me. With sudden determination, she approaches me. Master? Sorry to interrupt, but... What's wrong? Lucy just wanted to say that she really is capable of doing anything. That's why Lucy believes she could be a big help to Master with any task. Yes, and? So what? So that's why, she doesn't want to be sold. I never get tired of seeing Lucy look so depressed. Okay, you're crossing that line between being a dick and being an ass. Seems to satisfy the hidden sadist within me. She's really trying to put on a show for me. Essentially, she's a self-advertising product. You don't see that every day. They're willing to go this far for me. It'd be too cruel to let her go at this point. I'm not going to make the deal, so don't worry. As I finished my sentence, the looks on their faces were as different as night and day. Your parents suck, so Lucy breathed a sigh of relief. Anyway, she's good to go now, right? Here you go. I resignedly fork over the money. All my hard-earned cash. Bitterly, the repairman accepts the payment after a moment's hesitation. She's better. But be careful not to put any strain on her legs for a while. Keep it light and cut down on her at the excursions. Sure. So we gotta play piggyback again? Wonderful. She's not too heavy, so I can manage. Thanks for all your help. This guy's really got it bad. Practically bleeding out of the android. Maybe I'll throw him a bone. Look, we'll do regular checkups. Sound good? Okay, but make sure to treat her well. And don't overwork her too much, alright? See you later too, Lucy. You can come visit any time. The look on his face while waving goodbye to Lucy was truly a spectacle. This time, he seemed to be the father seeing his daughter leave with another man. Guy's completely out of it. Definitely made the right choice. It's an interesting conclusion to come from that. They meant to make... I mean, yeah. The protagonist has to keep Lucy, otherwise the plot can't move forward, but... Anyway, exiting, we head out to the sidewalk. I stop in my tracks. In silence, I kneel down, facing away from Lucy. Hop on. I add an explanation to make sure that she understands. That means you lightly put your arms around my neck and climb onto my back. Master? Just a quick question. What is it? Does Master think that Lucy is dumb? Aw. I guess I no longer have to worry about being choked to death. I feel her weight gradually shift onto my back. A robot, she's very light. She was probably measured to weigh as a normal girl. Huh? What is it, Master? No, it's nothing. As soon as she climbs onto my back, I can't help but notice a fragrant aroma rising from her body. It's neither too intense nor fleeting. It gently spreads evenly along my nose. It starts with a sweet, fruity scent, reminiscent of a youthful girl, yet there's a hint of spice akin to mature women. What? I'm not going to analyze that. It doesn't fail to stimulate the mind of a teenage boy going through puberty. This is bad. I've never experienced something like this. It didn't happen this morning, but why now? It's probably because of the smell. It wasn't there earlier. Feeling a little faint, I desperately tried to get a grasp of the situation. Master's heart rate is rapidly increasing. Is something the matter? She's measuring my heart rate. That's not fair. I feel a little embarrassed for revealing that I'm a nervous wreck right now. Unable to hold back, I decide to be honest to myself. This smell, what is it? Smell. Aha, is it because of that? The man at the shop gave Lucy all sorts of gifts. He told Lucy that since she's a girl, she needs to take good care of herself. She takes out a bottle of perfume amongst many other makeup accessories. Geez, that guy is scary, really scary. He's the type of person who'd spend the whole day forcing his pet dog into different clothing. If you consider that as animal abuse, wouldn't this be some kind of robot harassment? Well, I don't know. All this stuff just for a robot. What a silly guy. Hee. Why are you laughing? No reason. Hee. Hadn't I just been seduced by a robot? Well, there goes all my dignity as a human being. Is it too heavy? What are you going on about now? I purposely tried to sound irritated. It doesn't affect her in any way, however. Lucy's body. Is Lucy too heavy for Master? I'm just going to continue compulsively saving it at each decision point. To be honest, yeah, you're lighter than I expected. I mean, that's what he said in the internal monologue. Well, you're lighter than I expected. Is that really true? Yeah. Does Master really mean it? Master isn't planning to drop Lucy off a cliff while she's basking in happiness. Is that what happened to her before? I kind of have to wonder what's what. Anyway. That's supposed to be funny. Have you been deceived all your life? Maybe it was being too rough on her. Didn't think she'd start being so skeptical. Before I ruin her completely, I decided to treat her a little kinder from now on. Oh, okay. I hear a small giggle coming from my back. Would a robot really feel that flattered to be called light? I don't know. Humans can't be expected to understand a robot's heart. Soon enough, the streets become immersed as the orange glow of the evening sun. The scenery was changing more slowly than usual today. Maybe it's because I'd been carrying Lucy on my back, but it's not that a lot of time had passed. Winter was just on its way. Keeps switching between past and present tense. It's irking me, as evidenced by these increasingly shorter days. Lucy hasn't said anything for a while. I steal a glance at her, wondering if she's asleep, but she's not. She appears to be lost in thought, staring at everything in sight. She looks like a child inside a pleasant dream. I can see her eyes sparkling. Is it really that fascinating? What does Master mean by that? This place. Oh, yes. It's quite marvelous. I can't say if I agree with that. Unlike downtown, there aren't many distractions here to keep us busy, nor are we in any beautiful landscapes. We're just walking down a plain old street that you can find anywhere. What part of this place do you find marvelous? Everything. Everything? Yes, absolutely everything. In the past, Lucy always needed permission to go outside. Lucy didn't have many chances to wander the streets like this. Yes, so basically, it's fascinating to see the way everything changes around Lucy as she moves about. A fresh new sight to behold, one after another, being able to take in everything at Lucy's own pace. Lucy finds that delightful. That's why everything looks so marvelous. I see. Couldn't relate to the sensation she just described. Master? What is it? Lucy is very sorry. Sorry? What's with you all of a sudden? Caught off guard by the unexpected apology. Had she really done anything wrong? Lucy was being too chatty and annoying today. She is very sorry. Aw. Lucy is supposed to be calm and understanding of others, but... Kind of strange how Lucy was telling me what kind of person she was supposed to be. If anyone other than Lucy had told me the same thing, I'd probably have laughed at them. Anyone by himself will never be able to find out what kind of person he truly is. Sitting in front of a mirror reveals all the flaws of your body. Sitting in front of a person reveals all the flaws in your personality. If you ever want to find out something about yourself, it needs to be reflected back to you by something else. That is why attempting to describe your own personality is the same as describing what kind of person you actually want to be. This is all philosophical all of a sudden. It'd just be a bunch of pretentious nonsense. But this is only the case for humans. Lucy's an android. She's not human. That's why it doesn't sound strange coming from her. Lucy was probably just happy to be able to greet her first master. It's also been a while since Lucy was last activated, so that was a bit exciting too. It was such a natural explanation about how she felt. She was happy to meet her first master, and she was happy to be able to finally move around again. You've never served anyone else before? No, master is Lucy's first. Is that so? So she's a new model that no one has ever touched. The line of thinking sounds dirty, but that's not what I mean. Lucy really enjoyed her time back at the lab. The researchers were also very kind. Lucy talked about a lot of things with everyone and learned a lot too. A lab, did she say? Oh, I'm sure they treated her well. Whenever Lucy said something interesting, or whenever Lucy did something as she was told to do, they were very happy. They would say, Lucy is very smart, and pat Lucy's head. Lucy liked that very much. That's why Lucy decided to learn a lot more and do a lot more things. And they came to love Lucy even more. They were probably just testing her abilities. In my mind, I found the whole scenario unsettling. To Lucy, however, it's a treasured memory of her past. But there is an important question yet to be answered. Then why were you abandoned? That is the question, isn't it? I've always been meaning to ask her, but I can't usually bring myself to do so. It might be a question worth asking her. I ask myself why. Maybe it's because I'm starting to care about this robot's feelings? Shake my head. That's just plain nuts. It's only because she sounds just like a real person. It's a dangerous thought. Let's get it out of my head. I blurt out the question. And why are you abandoned? Lucy goes silent. Nothing is said for a while. The quietness stretches into an awkward silence. I start to regret asking the question. Because no one loved Lucy anymore. We should talk about love now. With those words, Lucy finally breaks the silence. Somewhere along the line, they stopped smiling at Lucy. They stopped praising Lucy. Eventually, they forgot about Lucy. While running on reserve power, Lucy could only keep track of the passing time. Doing absolutely nothing, it felt like an eternity. Those days went on and on. Then one day... Lucy goes silent one more. Then one day she found herself left in the dust, is what she probably wanted to say. Maybe they didn't like something about her, or they found a significant flaw within her design. But I don't like the fact that they just toss her aside after giving her so much love and attention. Are they being too inconsiderate? A small rage boils inside of me, directed at those cruel researchers with no sense of responsibility. When I regain my senses after a few seconds, I become surprised at how angry I was. What was I thinking? They were just throwing away a failed experiment. The object on my back is nothing more than an impressive fake. She's not real. She's not a living creature. It's only natural that useless machinery is thrown away. There's no need for me to be so angry. Master's pulse is rising again. Is something wrong? It's nothing. And stop measuring that all the time. But Lucy's programmed to record Master's temperature automatically. Then it's an order. I order you not to measure anything from now on. Anything? In order? Then Lucy has no choice. There is another silence, but this time not an unpleasant one. But Lucy is very thankful towards Master. I just can't seem to figure out this robot's train of thought. What? Lucy doesn't know how much time has passed since she was thrown away. But judging by Lucy's own temperature, it seems that a long time had passed. Lucy was always surrounded by darkness, and she could never sense any human presence. It was very dark. It was very quiet. Lucy was feeling very lonely. Then suddenly, Lucy heard a gentle voice. I don't remember talking to you like that. But to Lucy, it was like a soft, tender whisper from an angel. An angel? She's speaking metaphorically? At last, in that dark abyss, the light that Lucy had lost so long ago had finally returned. It's interesting that she's speaking metaphorically. It was Master who found Lucy. You're overreacting. She was definitely going overboard with this. I just happened to notice her while casually passing by. Lucy tried her hardest to make Master notice Lucy. Lucy pushed and pulled her body with all her might. And then Lucy's once frozen hands had miraculously started moving. There were only a few words which didn't contain any significant meaning, and it was only on a moment's whim that I had taken her home. But I was surprised those simple actions were such a big help to the robot. Lucy is very thankful that Matter has taken her in. Being able to say the most embarrassing things without hesitation, I guess that's one of the advantages of being a robot. I can feel my face beginning to flush. I quickly duck in order to hide my embarrassment. Shut up. I'm going to make you pay for what you're worth, so you better be ready for it. Yes, Master. Lucy is prepared. That's so funny. Why do you keep laughing like that? It's creeping me out. Lucy doesn't know. She cannot contain her laughter. Maybe it's a malfunction. What should Lucy do? Lucy quietly rests her cheek against my shoulder. The sensation of her soft skin causes me to flinch. She feels very much different compared to this morning. It feels as if I'm carrying a real person on my back instead of a robot. I start to wonder what could be causing this difference in perception. Was it just a placebo effect? Or had something really changed since the morning? If something really did change, was it me or the robot? I continued to ponder over the question on the way home. I never managed to come up with an answer. And we're recapping the 3 laws of robotics again. And there's that addendum about one possessing control or authority, which wasn't in his other recap. I wonder if that's something that it was added to her programming or something like that. Anyway, moving right along. October 13, So it was October 12th before, right? This is the next day? Or, no, it's the same day. Never mind, go on. Unlock the front door and enter the house. Unlike usual, I could sense someone's presence inside. I hear a couple voices coming from the television inside the living room. My father appears to have returned home early. It makes me feel uneasy. I effortlessly removed my shoes using only my feet. Come to think of it, I was always home alone. It's been this way ever since I'd grown old enough to take care of myself. Before that, we used to have a housekeeper watching over the place. However, that was only until I began middle school. From then on, I was always by myself. I'd eat breakfast alone, I would eat dinner alone. The cycle would repeat endlessly. I don't even remember the last time all of us ate dinner together as a family. All of us? So I was kind of wondering if his mother wasn't in the picture, or hasn't been confirmed. There's no such thing as a home-cooked meal in this household. I've eaten so many different kinds of instant foods in my life that I've come to memorize every product of every brand. My father puts his work before family, and my new mother follows my father everywhere to support him while practically ignoring me. That is my family at this point. So yeah, new mother seems to imply that they got divorced and remarried, so at this point, it feels out of place to see someone actually at home. Oh, okay. Divorced and remarried, or maybe she died? I don't know. For whatever reason, biological mother not in the picture. Moving right along. It feels out of place to see someone actually at home. My father's on the couch watching television. Hey, there he is. You're back. He doesn't even turn around to face me. It implies that he's not in a good mood. Yes, Father. You're very late. I checked the time. It wasn't actually that late. There are times when I'd be back much later. Is Lucy still on his back at this point? I wonder if this man even knows how old I am. Where have you been wandering around for so long? Don't you know that you'll be in college soon? I don't bother replying, says the guy who never paid any attention to me. I think to myself, I don't get along too well with my father. Our relationship compares badly with other families. That is to be expected. Never spent much quality time together. Going to the zoo or playing soccer together, I don't have any of those fun memories that other kids my age probably have. My earliest memories are of my father's stern face. So it would be even more bizarre if we actually got along. As I stand in silence, the old man launches his next attack. Are you not listening to me? He still doesn't bother looking at me. I've gotten used to minding my own business, keep to our own devices. To solve any conflicts in a family, you would normally need to sit down together and talk about it, but my father doesn't think there's any need for that. He thinks everything is fine the way it is. It'd be really painful to talk face to face with that man, though. I just stopped by somewhere on the way home. Yeah, I'll just deal with our usual exchange. As long as I don't make him angry, that's good enough for me. Just need to maintain the peace between us. It's always been this way. As usual, I try my best to not rock the boat. Don't know what you kids are up to these days. Remember that students like you should be studying. I'm saying this for your sake. So stop hanging around with those brats who only care about having fun. You can't afford to lose sight of your main goal. Stay focused. I'll be going to my room now. With that said, I try to make my escape. The conversation would usually end about here, but Lucy, who'd been silent all this time, decides to whisper something into my ear. Pardon, Lucy, but would that person be Master's father? I hesitate whether I should tell her or not. In the end, I quietly whisper back, yeah. Lucy taps my shoulders. Master, please let Lucy down. I have no choice but to grant her wish. I have no choice. The android is giving him orders. Wait a second. Have no choice. Is this going to turn into some... Is he secretly an android too or something? Anyway, moving on. Maybe this is voice had caught him by surprise, because my father finally turned to face me. He's wearing a bewildered look. Who's your guest? With a wide smile, Lucy grabs onto the edges of her skirt, and she performs a flawless curtsy that would make a princess envious. Hello. Before father is... Okay, there's supposed to be a comma there. Before father is an android with limitless capabilities, Lucy Valentine. Lucy will be in father's care from now on, so she hopes she will get along nicely with everyone. What? It's just a robot. His attitude changes completely. Sharpness of his voice penetrates every part of my body. Lucy doesn't seem to notice, or rather she's pretending not to. She continues with a smile. Cooking, cleaning, the laundry, please leave everything to Lucy. Household chores are no match for Lucy. I'm sorry, but there's nothing we need from a robot in this family. Let's just go look for somewhere else to stay. Ahem. Please excuse Lucy, but there's a lot more she can do than just simple chores. Uh-oh, this is not looking good. Meanwhile, Lucy continues to ramble on, completely oblivious to what is about to happen. Lucy can also help relieve father's previous concerns regarding his son. Lucy is a perfect educational tool with access to lectures given by world-renowned professors from various universities. She's talking as if she's about to become my personal tutor. Lucy has lots more features, such as sewing, plumbing, and... Just where'd you get this piece of junk? Get it out of my sight. What a jerk. His angry outburst is as sudden as it is intense. It catches Lucy off guard. She stumbles backwards in alarm. No surprises here. I saw this coming from a mile away. It's a present from a friend. I lie instinctively. If I honestly tell him that I found her in the trash, he'll definitely force me to take her back there. I'll just say I got her from Dr. Gears. Father knows his manners. There's no way he'll make me throw away a present. Really? You haven't stopped being a troublemaker since you were little. What have I always told you? Robots are ruining society. Uh-huh. So that's where he gets his technophobic tendencies, I guess. Did you forget about all that? My father has always been like this. Robots are becoming increasingly more common. They're gradually making their way into our daily lives. My parents consider them as intruders infiltrating human society. He said parents plural, so I guess, anyway. They're unable to catch up with the shifts in technology whilst they refuse to let go of their traditional ways. They simply refuse to coexist with robots. Thanks to that, I grew up hearing nothing but bad things about robots. What's wrong with keeping one around the house? What's wrong, you ask? I bet that most families own androids nowadays. Why can't we just keep one around for convenience? Clearly just added fuel to the fire. Convenience? Think about the type of people that care about convenience. Convenience makes us lazy. When we're lazy, our minds don't work properly. Convenience makes our minds weak. It's obvious how they'll live the rest of their lives. Without realizing they're hopelessly lazy, they'll just end up living a meaningless existence. Well, I lost count of how many times I've heard this from him. Today's lecture is variant B. Goes from A to Z, by the way. So sick of this. I just want to wrap up this conversation so I can leave as soon as possible. Anyway, I've accepted it already, so we should keep it. I'm the one who's going to be using it, so why do you care? Who's the one going to be paying for the electricity? Who taught you to be so selfish? I'm starting to reach my limit. Come on, I want to leave. Then I'll pay for it. You get a part-time job. A job? You're going to get a job? You're going to work when you should be studying? That's too much. Yes. Do you even realize how important this phase in your life is? These years in high school could decide the rest of your future. Oh dear. All kinds of social commentary I could throw in here. I'm just going to move on. With whose permission are you planning to work? Kids like you should be studying. Just keep your mouth shut and study. Yikes. Whoa. What was that? Well, I'll pay you back when I grow up, so just leave me alone, damn it. I scream at the top of my lungs, his eyes widen in shock. That was to be expected. I never raised my voice in front of my parents before. You can't do this, you can't do that. And just what the heck do you expect me to do? I'm so furious I can almost feel steam rising from my head. At the same time, my father's eyes quickly narrow and begin to burn with rage. Time slows down. I'm left struggling to process what had just happened. Sand plays slowly my sword cheeks as I stare at my father in shock. Yeah. I'm a bit confused by that first sound effect. I kind of wondered if the protagonist hit him, but I guess anyway. Not knowing what to do, Lucy is fidgeting non-stop. Just where do you learn to be so stubborn? I never raised you this. Kids learn from examples, dude. Learn from example. If he's stubborn, he probably learned it from you. Oh dear. It's the whole do as I say, don't do as I do. Shocked and humiliated, I can no longer calm my fiery soul. I turn around and stomp off towards my room. I pull Lucy along with me. Oh, master. Hesitating, Lucy eventually makes a short bow to my father and trails along. Behind me, I hear my father yelling. I shut it all out as my blind rage is nearly overpowering. Entering my room, I lock the door behind me. I hear my father yelling as he continues banging on my door for a while. Not sure how many minutes have gone by. It feels like an eternity. Even if I block my ears, I can still sense the floor shaking. I curl my body and wait for the moment to pass. Oh, that's uncomfortable. Oh dear. Okay, so we got a lot of backstory on our protagonist and his upbringing, what he's had to deal with his whole life. The clock slowly ticks away. After a long while, I uncover my ears. The noises have stopped, and I finally begin to relax. As my head eventually clears up, I realize what I've done. Phew. finally lost control. You've yelled at my father for the first time in my life. It's been a while since the last time I was hit by my... Been a while since the last time I was hit by my father. I just noticed the little iPod holder or MP3 player holder there. For a family that's technophobic, I'm surprised that they would have such a thing. Anyway, it was like the rupturing of a dam after so much pressure and strain. Thinking back, it's strange that we've never had any direct confrontations like this one. Our relationship is like an unstable bomb, but I've always managed to prevent it from going off. But today was different. It was bound to happen sooner or later. Phew. Try to slow down my breathing. Master? Lucy calls out to me cautiously. What is it? Is Master alright? I wonder what she means by alright. Nothing's alright. I know what she meant, so I give a small nod anyway. The wet handkerchief from who knows where Lucy wipes down my sweaty forehead. The fruity smell of her perfume is surprisingly calming. Master, with all due respect. What is it? It's not right to use that sort of language with Master's father. The face quickly becomes contorted with anger. What the heck? Are you also telling me I'm a bad person? Lucy shakes her head. Lucy isn't saying that Master is bad, but she thinks that Master should be polite towards his parents. It's Master's family. Father was probably very hurt inside. Oh, you don't think that I'm bad, huh? When you're the one telling me it's my fault entirely? She didn't say that. I was the one hurt, and he was the one who hurt me. My head is aching, so just drop it and leave me alone. Lucy had been squirming about, was completely still. Both her eyes suddenly lose their color. After a while, she springs back to life. Master, in regards to the information on Lucy's memory chip, investigating various scenarios regarding family's conflicts shows... Okay, now this is interesting. She just disobeyed an order. He said, leave me alone, and then she continued talking to him. So she's not following the first rule of robotics there. Or wait, second rule of robotics. Anyway. Master, in regards to the information on Lucy's membership, investigating various scenarios regarding family conflict shows that the conversation between Master and his father was found to be one of the least desirable outcomes. No kidding. What are you talking about? Logically speaking, it means that additional repercussions may arise from this incident if Master takes no action. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, leaving his father bang on the door and continuing to yell at him is, that's not a good recipe for success there. This is some problem he's gonna have to deal with at some point. To solve this issue, Master should recognize his mistakes and apologize to... Shut up. Your explanations don't even make sense and you're calling it logical? You wouldn't understand a thing anyway. Eh? What wouldn't Lucy understand? What can you possibly tell from watching us for just 5 minutes? What did you exactly find out about us? How can you say something so ignorant without knowing anything about the past 18 years we spent together? The android tilts its head, looking confused. Oh, switched to using it. So he's been using her and she for a while, and now that he's angry, he's back to using it. Answer this: how many minutes are there in a day? 1,440 minutes. How many in a year? 525. Rent. 525,600 minutes. That's not exact. That's not exact. That's just a rent quote. And what about 18 years? 9,460,800 minutes. As expected from a robot, our calculations are quick and accurate. That's right. Out of the 9,460,800 minutes I spent with my father, you've seen only 5. That's less than 0.0001%, an insignificant amount. It's my fault that you've had to witness something like this, but that means but that man is always finding the smallest excuse to teach me things that only he himself believes. Think of it as throwing out an entire pan of pizza because of a single burnt piece of pepperoni. Where's the logic in that? His eyes lose their focus. Just like before. Should be looking up something inside her memory chip again. Maybe she's doing a search online. She turns after a moment. Sorry, Lucy doesn't understand what Master is saying. Figured as much. Cause and effect. The universe operates on this principle. If a father neglects his son, then of course the son would neglect his father in return. Who's at a bigger fault here? Yeah. I should probably save my commentary for the end, but yeah, it's not about acknowledging who's at fault. I mean, yeah, you can argue that yes, his father is more at fault. You know, he's the abusive one. He's the one who's in authority and should be more responsible. But there's also a matter of, like, you know, damage control and picking your battles, and you know, giving an apology in exchange for a temporary peace is better for the long run, rather than letting his dad sit in anger, and who knows what's going to happen as a result of that. So, I mean, Lucy's position is perfectly logical. It's just that our protagonist is too emotional state to see that, and he doesn't seem to have a clear grasp of what's logical in this case. Anyway, but Master, what? Going back to the pizza by simply replacing the burnt piece of pepperoni, it would become perfect as a whole. How much longer can I argue with this smiling, carefree robot? I lie down on my bed while hugging my throbbing head. I let out one of my trademark phrases. This is why I hate robots. They're all so stupid. That wasn't stupid at all. Come on. Lucy appears to be brooding over something. After a while, she finally speaks up again. Master, Lucy truly does believe that one side always needs to take the initiative in order to solve a problem. And why should I be the one apologizing? I'm not the bad guy here. Even if that's not the case, Lucy still thinks it's important to do so. Not gonna happen. Shouldn't the old guy be more mature and understanding? Oh yeah, well, should. I mean, yeah, he should, but that's not how reality works, dude. Anyway, I'm a high school student. I do stuff on impulse. Do you get what I mean by that? Oh, Master's talking about the age when people go around smashing through windows while riding motorbikes and such, yes? That was oddly specific. I have a feeling that's a quote from one of the professors she worked with or something, or maybe she saw a movie or something. Kind of exaggerated, but as long as she gets my point. Yeah, I'm one of those kids these days that the adults are going on about. It's natural that I'd have trouble controlling my emotions, so don't expect much from me. To be honest, I do think that I'm way more mature than the other kids of my age. This is all irrelevant, though. I'm sure anyone would take their family's matters very seriously. But it won't be easy for father to apologize. How do you know? It's because of his personality. You've learned so much from meeting him for just a few minutes? Really impressive, I tell you. How long Lucy has known Master and his family is not of concern. Lucy has all kinds of information available to her at her fingertips. And according to various sources... Sources? What kind of sources? Wikipedia? Reddit? 4chan? Ignoring my outburst, Lucy continues. Upon analyzing Father's actions in great detail, Lucy concludes that he possesses the typical characteristics of a male leader. He's very stubborn, assertive, and prefers an aggressive approach. Okay, and? It's difficult to change the way a person lives his life. It would be better for Master to reach out to him first. By the way, yes? If you want me to make up with my father, that means I'll have to throw you out. I don't... I think that some compromise can be reached, but whatever. He's not the type of person to make any compromises. Oh, okay. Have you even realized this? Oh. I guess not. But what should Lucy do? It'd be bad if that actually happened. Don't ask me. Why don't you think before you talk next time? I shake my head. The reason behind this mess of a conversation is the fact that I'm talking to a robot. Sometimes I forget that she's a robot in the first place. Sometimes it's reversed, where I end up deliberately pointing out her flaws as a robot, and everything in my head gets mixed up. This robot really knows how to stress people out. And we're recapping the 3 laws of Roblox again. And it's all the same. I'm just looking over it to make sure there isn't switching things up to... And we're having another flashback, it seems. Lucy. Lucy. Lucy Valentine. Can you hear me? Oh, is that Lucy's perspective now? Can you hear me? Lucy Valentine. Lucy? Yes, Lucy Valentine. That is your name. Lucy. Lucy Valentine. And you are? Do you recognize who I am? Lucy slowly shakes her head. Is that so? I continue. I'm Dr. Ryu, and this is the K-Robotics Research Lab. Dr. Ryu? Yes, Dr. Ryu. I am your creator. My creator? Yes. My creator, Dr. Ryu. Dr. Ryu. Yes, Ryu. That is my name. It's funny to be saying all of this now, but yes. Ryu, that is my name. It's a bit of a late introduction, but be sure to cherish it and remember it. Yes, Dr. Ryu. Is it Ryu or Ryu? I don't know. I just went with the first pronunciation that came to mind. And recapping the 3 laws of robotics again. Those 3 laws had better become, show themselves to be really significant later. If you keep recapping them over and over again. Okay, so now it's the next day. Master? Master? My body's being shaken from side to side. Master? Something is shaking my body. Wake up, Master. What do you want? Still feeling drowsy, I try my hardest to overcome the weight of my drooping eyelids. Finally managed to force open my eyes. I like that eye-opening effect. And right before me was a pair of blue eyes the size of frying pans. Yeah, didn't I say they were green in the other video? Ah! I stare at Lucy in bewilderment as I find myself falling off my bed. It's morning now. Did Master enjoy his sleep? Before making any attempt to talk back to her, I decided to check the time. It was earlier than usual. Let out a big yawn. So early in the morning. Before I could ask why I was woken up so ahead of schedule, I start to sniff. I smell something delicious. My room was filled with the mouth-watering scent. I tell myself that the neighbors will be cooking up something good. Then Lucy suddenly opens her mouth. Breakfast will be ready soon. Those words were the most unexpected. Did you just say breakfast? Lucy tried preparing something from the leftovers in the fridge. She hopes it will be to Master's liking. Breakfast. The word had a nostalgic ring to it. When was the last time I'd eaten something other than fast food for breakfast? Oh, are there any dishes that Master dislikes in particular? No. Any ingredients, then? No. No, nothing like that. I wanted to say carrots and cucumbers, but I decided against it. Didn't want to be seen as an immature kid complaining about his food. It just doesn't fit my cool intellectual image. Still, I haven't fully woken up yet. I confirmed my understanding with Lucy once more. So, you tell me you've made breakfast? Yes. Lucy, try putting your skills to the test. You'll be ready in 10 minutes, so please have a drink while Master waits. A cup of water is presented to me. I'm just starting to get a little thirsty, too. As I grab hold of the cup, its pleasant coolness spreads along my skin. I feel embarrassed about following Lucy's orders, so I decide to make a small complaint as I put the cup to my lips. Come on, don't be a dick again. Next time you should wake me up when the food's actually ready. Oh, seriously? Lucy can't do that because it's unhealthy to eat before Master's stomach is fully awoken. Drinking a cup of water is necessary to get the insides moving. Only then Master can enjoy his food. How annoying. Again, she disobeyed an order. That's interesting. What a strict one this robot is. That was a sound effect. I enjoy the feeling of the cold water pouring down my throat and quenching my thirst. It feels like my insides are being cleansed thoroughly. Suddenly, I realize how absurd this whole situation is. The fact that someone is preparing breakfast for me. Could I still be dreaming? I feel like I'm on cloud 9. Lucy cheerfully skips toward the kitchen. I only continue to stare at her blankly. 10 minutes have passed. I'm past an hour here, so this is probably a good time to end this video and come back to this another time. Yeah, interesting. Getting a bit of backstory on our protagonist. Seems, yeah, he earned his we call it technophobia, his Luddite lifestyle from his parents, particularly his father. And apparently he was abused growing up, like physically as well as I'm going to say intellectually and emotionally. Like his father was very demeaning and insulting to him, and being very, very pushy. I could make some comments about my own father here. I mean, like my own dad isn't usually as overtly angry as was depicted there, but has a lot of the same qualities of being pushy about academics and being stubborn and having ideas about things have to be done a certain way, and so I can relate to our main character's difficulty there. I'm just gonna save it. I can sort of already predict. I mean, his father's going to give trouble. It's going to cause trouble for Lucy. I can already predict. I just hope he doesn't just trash her or something at some point. But we'll see. Anyway, enough of that for now. That's all for now, and until next time.